So China finally did it. You guys might have already heard from the news that recently, on the 4th of August, China shot 11 missiles into the sea all around the Taiwan island. And it's truly terrifying. So now you might be wondering, how are Taiwanese people reacting to it? What were we doing when the missiles were flying on top of our heads through the island? Were we panicking, finding places to hide? Did it cause chaos? And the truth is, nothing. Nobody actually knew about it. And absolutely nobody was talking about this. All of us just lived our lives as usual without knowing 4 of the missiles were literally flying on top of our heads all over the island. And you want to know why? Because the government blocked the news at first moment and intentionally hid the truth away from all of us. Wow, censoring news from the people. Why does that sound so oddly familiar? So many of us actually had to hear about this not firsthand right after it happened from a Taiwanese news source or the government itself, but secondhand through news from Japan when the missiles so happened to land in Japan's economic zone. And now you might be thinking, well, how do you know it's not just because you didn't pay attention to the news around that time? Or no, you're wrong. I have actually seen Taiwanese news media reporting on this later that night. But no, you have to realize that all news about the missiles in Taiwan came after Japan putting out their news, so more like because they couldn't hide it anymore. And people have been making posts after they realized it, complaining about how before they've heard the news from Japan, the Taiwanese government and the news medias were completely silent on this. And turns out it was the same for most Taiwanese people, that the first news we've heard about this was from Japan, not Taiwan, when the missiles were aiming at Taiwan, not Japan. And that's just super ridiculous, you know? You'd be expecting that something this serious that threatens all of our lives at least deserves a breaking news. Like whenever there's an earthquake happening in Taiwan, all news medias would just immediately stop what they are reporting and start reporting on infos about the earthquake. So why was it not the case when we were literally under threats by the missiles? And now some Taiwanese people are making excuses for the government, saying that they had to do this to avoid panic and chaos among the people. But you know, even Japan sent emergency alerts to people's phone when one missile from North Korea flew past the top of their island and warned people around that area to find a place to hide. So shouldn't we be doing the same at 4? And I just find it so ironic because recently we did our air raid drill, and even in that drill they sent all of us an emergency alert text to our phone. But when something actually happens, there was none. So sorry, but I'm absolutely siding with people who believe that we do have the right to know everything about something that is this serious. Like, at this point, the biggest worry is definitely that one day China would invade, and again, the news about this would be blocked in Taiwan, and all of us would be dead before even knowing anything about it. Okay, enough of the rant. So now that we all know about this anyway, what are the reactions? To be honest, still not much. People are living our lives exactly the same as usual. I haven't really seen or heard people panicking. Everyone on the street is just acting like nothing happened, chatting about things that are not really related to it. So at this point, I think I'm starting to understand why Ukrainians seemed so calm even before the invasion. Like, I used to watch videos about how lives were like before the invasion in Ukraine. And it surprised me how nobody seemed to take notice while tanks were surrounding the border. But now with missiles flying everywhere around and across Taiwan, I'm also the one acting like life is as usual because essentially there's really nothing much we can do. I think the main thing is that nobody can predict what is going to happen. So say if I knew next week war is going to break out, then definitely I would try my best to flee out of the country before that. But I don't know that though, so I can't really just make a decision without knowing anything for sure. Otherwise, what if I just go to another country only to have war never happened? Then what do I do? Do I just go back to Taiwan? And how long should I wait before I know it's safe to go back to Taiwan? Again, I will have no way of knowing it. So at this point, staying in Taiwan and living our normal lives seems like the only options that we have. So while we're at it, might as well just carry on with our regular lives, because again, what else are we supposed to do? Another thing, if you didn't know, China is doing this mainly because recently the US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi visited Taiwan, making her the highest official to visit Taiwan in 25 years. And of course, China did not have the guts to do anything while she was in Taiwan. They had to wait for her to leave before they start firing missiles at Taiwan. I just find it so infuriating that essentially this is the US decision and now China is bullying Taiwan for it. Like on the surface, they're making threats towards the US, but they know that they cannot really do anything too provocative to the US, so now they're using Taiwan as their punching bags to show the world how strong and threatening they are. You know, that just rubs me the wrong way on so many levels. Anyway, that's basically all I have to say. So I really just wanted to make this quick video showing you guys how it feels like to experience China's missile drill firsthand on the Taiwan island. So please leave a like if you find it useful, and please subscribe for more content related to Taiwan. I'll try to keep you guys updated if something else crazy happens here. And also please do consider supporting me on Patreon. You'll get access to member exclusive videos, posts, and even giveaways. So if you'd like to check it out, I'll leave a link in description. It will be greatly appreciated. Final thing I want to mention, so I'm going to post the part 2 of I'm from Taiwan, Ask Me Anything tomorrow. So there's going to be 2 videos this week because I was originally going to post that today, but I reckon this video is more urgent. So that being said, I'm going to see you tomorrow, if we have a tomorrow, that is.